All right. Oh, looks like we're moving on to collection moves. So I think we touched on a few things here and there. I'll call out some of the highlights. Estimations and milestones, budgeting, interim storage. Interim storage might be a necessary thing if you got to move out of one space and another one's not quite ready. It happens, and it's part of the budgeting and the planning, and it adds a whole nother layer of work that would be optimally avoided at almost all costs. If you can buy more time where you are rather than an interim storage plan, but interim storage might be necessary in the case of a remodel where you're leaving a space and you're coming right back to it. And that really will, it's really determined on what access do you need during the interim period. How long is it? And do you need to get to those collections? Can you change the assumptions of an institution? Like, well, all of our scholars and researchers expect to be able to get to every item in our collection within, we'll page it within 2 hours. Well, that might have to change considerably during an interim period, depending on where you're able to move to. We just talked about offsite temporary storage and the challenges that, but it's a consideration.
I would certainly recommend, if you know you have a collection move coming up, or you think you might want to have one coming up, brushing up on your project management skills is an excellent idea. The more tools and techniques you have at your disposal, the better that project is going to go.
Going back to the spreadsheets, the Airtables, whatever form, these are what help you to plan your move. These are your fundamental documents. Lisa, you had talked about putting the collection needs assessment up at some point. So we don't miss out on looking at that. If you want to do that, we can take a look at that briefly. And you need to have a mission for your move, a plan, all of your data, numbers attached to it, timelines attached to it, building in the rehousing, the bidding process, the contract process with move consultants, with movers, in-house teams, and turning those into continually evolving living documents that take you all the way to the new location and perhaps beyond that when you find another need for it. But those continue to serve you for building estimates, for grouping costs, for scheduling work, and hitting those milestones, and adapting as changing circumstances require or permit.
Yeah, this was 2007, and I swear it's just the best bang for our buck. But what the needs assessment. So I think that everybody would have this maybe in top of mind, but to have it laid out like this really, and also being documented. And the other thing too, is that it did help to get an external person to do it. One, because it's just sometimes when you're in the activities of the move, it's hard to get a bird's eye view and to organize it. And two, it may or may not be treated with a little bit more weight by administration if it's an external source giving you like a consultation report.
So how did you get an external person? That's my like, here's my
I applied for a grant. It was a re-grant program with the National Historic
NHPRC.
NHPRC. And it was when we used to have the California Historic Board. And so NHPRC gave money to SHRABS, California Historic Archive Advisory Board, something like that. And they were giving out seed money for things like this, like really small projects, like $5,000, $6,000, less than $10,000. California Humanities, I don't know if a move's their thing, but they also, that's another organization that does these small grants. Like I said, NEDCC now has a Western branch that there might be a there with that. But yeah, this has been great, where he, particularly talked about things that we need to do to prepare the move. We say move a lot, but it's like, 90% of it is preparing the move, and then the 10% is the actual physical move. So there's a lot of preparation. Is that echo from me?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. It just happened. I'm hating Zoom right now because my sound has been crazy. But yeah, so and it had a really, really great recommendations. And one of the ones that I thought was great for us was that you need to have somebody who really knows the collection, and then you need somebody to assist. So that two kind of team people really, really helped with us. But yeah, this is it. So I don't know if there's anything in particular that you want me to talk about.
No, I think the table of contents is fine, and it's really brick by brick, right? It's building the case and laying out the process, building that way forward, that pathway forward, with every step that needs to be undertaken, covering the assumptions, the expectations, the exclusions, what's not covered in the report, and what needs to be further assessed and planned for something of particular considerable size.
So I just attached the needs assessment report to the chat. We did so much work on the move that I am very happy to have just to like have our planning and our, all the materials we need to go towards somebody else's efforts if they have to move.